Are you an introvert or an extrovert? According to several experts on the matter, a lot of 68% of people fall into the middle somewhere. So they exhibit signs of introversion and extroversion. They're not one or the other, which would be referred to as an ambivert, meaning that the personality falls in between the middle of the spectrum. The esteemed psychologist Carl Jung created these terms of introversion and extroversion, introvert and extrovert. An introvert is someone who prefers solitude, tend to be deeper thinkers, prefer small gatherings, small groups. The quieter kind of person, would you say, amongst other things. And on the other hand, the other side of the spectrum is the extrovert. So they gain energy from being in groups. They tend to be very talkative. They're more outgoing, can appear more confident than like an introvert, for example. And there's other traits as well with those two, introversion and extroversion. But like I've said before, a lot of people are in between. About 2/3, 68% of the population are deemed to be ambiverts. I used to think about introvert and extrovert thinking, I'm not a complete introvert, or I'm not a complete extrovert. I think I fall in the middle somewhere, because sometimes I love speaking to people, I love being around people, and other times I enjoy solitude. I get energy from both, depending on how I feel. And I think that learning about these things is a good beginning to understanding yourself better, to understand what kind of a person you are, which is important in life. You could be forgiven for believing that ambiverts have got the best of both worlds, because you've got the introverted side and the extroverted side all in one. You're in the middle somewhere. And that does have its advantages, of course. However, there are challenges with that. For example, some days your extroverted side is stronger. You've got a feeling, a need. You feel like you want to hang around with people. You might arrange an event. You might arrange to meet people on a certain date in a month's time. That event could be a wedding or a party. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a sporting event. You could really look forward to it. It could be amazing in a lot of different ways. But then when it comes to the actual day of the event, your introverted side is stronger than your extroverted side, meaning that you don't feel like going. You're burnt out. You're peopled out. You've been around people all week. Imagine you've got 3 matches. You've only got 3 matches, and you burn all those matches out. And those matches have been burnt via socialising with people. You need your solitude. And that can make you feel like you don't want to go on the day, even though you'd have a great time. So it's like there's a battle going on internally, psychologically, whatever you want to call it, sometimes inside. And also I find that being an ambivert type of personality, people can misunderstand me. Like, I can be in a small group of people and I can talk, or I can be quite outgoing. I can appear like an extrovert sometimes. And then other times, I'm with a group of people, I'm talkative, I'm laughing, I'm joking, I'm friendly, whatever. And then maybe in 2-3 weeks' time, I'll meet the same group of people, but I'm more in my introverted side. So I'm just quiet, I'm reserved, which is nothing personal to anyone. It's just, I don't feel like talking sometimes. And people can think, oh, what's wrong with Brad? Why is he being off? Why is he not talking? Is he mad at us? So that can lead you to feeling misunderstood sometimes. Another thing, sorry, this might sound weird to some people. I'll even sometimes, if I'm in my introverted side and I'm walking in a town centre, for example, or walking on the streets, or I'll walk in a shopping centre, it doesn't matter where, and I'll see somebody that I know, and that person I know, I like them, they're a really nice person, I'll be really friendly with them, but because I'm so introverted at that moment, I'll avoid them, I'll dodge them, I'll walk away from them. Has anyone else done that? Please comment below. Anyone think that's weird? Comment below. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some of the characteristics of an ambivert personality. And they tend to be very good at communicating. That's listening as well as talking, communicating. They intuitively know when to speak and when to listen. For example, I'll be in a group of people and sometimes there's someone else speaking and I'm happy, go for it, you're speaking, and especially if it's interesting, I'll listen. I'll ask questions to what they're saying and I'll let them go, just let them speak, and the dynamic in the group could be working well. Other times, the group dynamic could be, a lot of people like speaking, it's quiet, a bit awkward, for example. I'll then personally just take the lead. I'll intuitively know, right, I need to, let's start talking, let's liven this group gathering up, let's make people feel more comfortable, and I'll start asking people questions to draw them out a little bit, and get the group to improve the group dynamics. That's what I mean by intuitively knowing when to speak and when to listen. I think ambiverts also, they're easygoing. They'll happily talk and they'll happily listen at the same time, which makes them quite well rounded in that kind of situation. Moreover, ambiverts can regulate their behaviour naturally. Well, it seems natural. I can sit there comfortably for hours and just say nothing. I can be at peace with it. Even if other people are like not feeling comfortable, I can sit there and say nothing for hours and feel great about it. I can be on my own and feel great about it. Or I can be around other people and feel great about that as well. It's like a natural ability to adapt to who you're around. So you'll take the spotlight sometimes. You're the main person speaking. I find that sometimes when I'm around loads of quieter people, I'll pick up the microphone or whatever and I'll start talking. I can go on and on sometimes, but other times I'll just sit there and say nothing. Another thing though is that even if you've had a massive hangout, you've been around people, you've had a great party, you've had a great time, you've been socialising, laughing, joking, all the rest of it, you've had a top night out, whatever it is, but after so long, as an ambivert, you will burn out and you need to just go home and be on your own. You need to recharge your batteries. I think that's where extroverts are different. They can keep going and going and going, and it's never enough. But an ambivert there is a limit. You can only socialise for so long before you need to recharge your batteries again. The other side to that coin is like sometimes I love being on my own. I'll spend all day on my own, maybe 2 days all on my own, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's lovely. I'm recharging. I'm just thinking my own things, doing my own thing, loving the solitude, being a hermit. But again, after so long, I do need some social. I need some interaction. As an ambivert, you're going to you need some connection to some people. Like introverts can maybe do that a lot. A natural introvert could do that all day, every day. But an ambivert does need that social interaction as well as that me time. The last thing I'm going to mention about the characteristics of an ambivert, even though there is a lot more than what I've just mentioned, is that I believe that because of your ability to listen and communicate well, you can be a great negotiator or a peacemaker. You can know if someone you can tell if someone wants to vent, you're just going to listen to them. You can intuitively know when to offer advice and when not to. I think that's one of the great abilities of being an ambivert. So in conclusion, being an ambivert is you're going to be in duality between introversion and extroversion. When you're in your introverted mode, let's say, you're going to just want to be on your own, you want some solitude, you want me time, do your own thing, just be on your own. But eventually you're going to get an urge and desire a need to interact with people, maybe a social gathering. But then again, you're going to only be able to do that for so long before you burn out. And then need, again, that me time, time alone, solitude. So ambiverts are very good at communicating. They're good at listening and speaking. They intuitively know when to speak and when to listen, when to offer advice, and when to just be quiet and sit there quietly. So if anyone's got any thoughts or feelings about what I've just discussed, then comment below. Do you agree with what I've said? Do you disagree with what I've said? Is there any other characteristics of ambiverts? Another one is, listen to the thought-provoking one. Do you believe in the concept of introvert, extrovert and ambivert? It's a concept again. It's not the whole personality, is it? Not from my perspective anyway. But anyway, so thanks for listening. If you've listened to this video, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you can like the video, please do. If you don't, fair enough. And if you can, subscribe, because I'm going to keep bringing more content out every single week. So thank you and goodbye.